Let us learn the word hinder. Hinder is a verb. Hinder means to make something difficult or impossible to do or achieve. It can also mean to obstruct or block the progress or development of something. For example, if you are trying to open a door, but something is blocking the way, you could say that the object is hindering you from opening the door. Or, if you are trying to complete a task, but something is making it difficult for you to do so, you could say that the obstacle is hindering your progress. Here are a few examples of how the word hinder can be used in different sentences. The heavy traffic on the road hindered our ability to get to the airport on time. The lack of resources hindered the company's growth. The injury hindered the athlete's performance in the competition. Let us learn the word grave. Grave can be used as an adjective, noun, or verb. Let us begin with the use of grave as a noun. A grave can refer to a place where a dead person is buried. It is a hole in the ground where a coffin or a body is placed. For example, you could say, I visited my grandfather's grave at the cemetery. The word grave can be used as a noun to refer to a state of great seriousness or importance. For example, you could say, the situation is of grave concern to us. The word grave can be used as an adjective to describe something that is very serious or important. For example, you could say, the situation is grave. We must take immediate action. Grave can also be used as a verb, which means to carve or cut something, such as letters or figures into a hard surface. Let us learn the word obstruct. Obstruct is a verb. Obstruct means to block or get in the way of something. It can be a physical object blocking a path, or it can be an action or behavior that hinders someone from doing something. For example, if there is a tree fallen across a road, it is obstructing the road. No one can drive through until the tree is moved. Or, if someone is trying to do their work, but their coworker is constantly interrupting them, that coworker is obstructing their progress. The overgrown bushes were obstructing the view of the street from the window. The police were trying to clear the crowd from the road, but some people were obstructing their efforts. The prosecutor accused the defendant of obstructing justice by tampering with evidence. Let us learn the word invigorate. Invigorate is a verb. Invigorate means to give energy or strength to something or someone. It can also mean to make something or someone more lively or active. For example, if you drink a cup of coffee in the morning, it can invigorate you and help you feel more awake and alert. Or, if you do some exercise, it can invigorate your body and make you feel more energetic. Here are a few examples of how the word invigorate can be used in different sentences. A cold shower can invigorate the body and help you wake up in the morning. The beautiful scenery on the hike invigorated my spirits and made me feel more alive. The spicy food we ate for dinner really invigorated our taste buds. Let us learn the word tentacles. Tentacles is a noun. A tentacle is a long, thin, flexible arm or appendage that some animals have. Tentacles are usually used for sensing, grasping, or moving. One animal that is known for its tentacles is the octopus. Octopuses have 8 tentacles, which they use to catch and eat their prey. They also use their tentacles to move around and explore their environment. Other animals that have tentacles include squid, jellyfish, and some types of coral. In addition to being a body part on certain animals, the word tentacle can also be used more generally to refer to any long, thin, flexible appendage, such as the vines of a plant or the cords on a lamp. The jellyfish's tentacles were covered in tiny, stinging cells used to catch its prey. Terrorism has spread its tentacles throughout the world, exacting a heavy toll. Let us learn the word concealment. Concealment is a noun. Concealment means to hide something or keep it secret. It can also refer to the act of hiding something or the state of being hidden. For example, if you conceal something, you might put it behind a closed door or under a pile of clothes so that it's not visible. Or, if you have a secret, you might try to conceal it by not telling anyone about it. Concealment can be used in many different contexts. For example, you might use it to describe someone who is trying to hide something from the police, or to describe a military unit that is trying to hide its location from the enemy. Soldiers wear camouflage jackets for concealment. The spy used clever disguise and concealment tactics to hide from the enemy. The defendant was arrested and charged with evidence concealment. Let us learn the word charismatic. Charismatic is an adjective. Charismatic means having a strong and attractive personality that inspires confidence and admiration. A charismatic person is someone who is charming, confident, and able to inspire and influence others. For example, if you have a charismatic leader, they might be able to rally people to their cause and get them excited about a project or goal. Or, if you have a charismatic friend, they might be able to lift your spirits and make you feel good about yourself. Charismatic people are often natural leaders, and they are often able to persuade others to follow their ideas or opinions. The business's success can be attributed to the charismatic organization and management abilities of its leaders. The charismatic politician was able to win over the crowd with his eloquent speech and confident demeanor. Let us learn the word harness. Harness can be used as a noun or verb. A harness is a set of straps or other devices that are used to hold, support, or control something or someone. There are many different types of harnesses, and they can be used for a variety of purposes. For example, a horse harness is a set of straps and buckles that are used to attach a horse to a cart or plow. A climbing harness is a special type of harness that is worn by rock climbers to help them safely ascend a cliff or mountain. A safety harness is a type of harness that is worn by workers to protect them from falls or other accidents while working at heights. In addition to these specific types of harnesses, the word harness can also be used more generally to refer to any kind of system or device that is used to control or support something or someone. Scientists are continuing to develop technology to efficiently harness solar energy. Let us learn the word literary. Literary is an adjective. The word literary is used to describe anything related to literature or written works, such as novels, poems, and plays. For example, if you are a literary critic, you might write reviews or articles about books, analyzing the style, themes, and characters in the work. If you are a literary scholar, you might study and research literature, looking at the history and cultural context of different works. The word literary can also be used to describe things that are related to literature in a more general sense. For example, a literary event might be a book fair or a poetry reading. The literary event featured a poetry reading and a book signing by local authors. The literary scholar studied the cultural and historical context of Shakespeare's plays. Let us learn the word versatile. Versatile is an adjective. The term versatile refers to the ability to do many different things or easily adapt to different situations. A versatile person is someone who is able to do a wide range of tasks or activities, and they are often good at adapting to different situations. For example, if you are a versatile musician, you might be able to play many different instruments and styles of music. In addition to describing people, the word versatile can also be used to describe objects or things that are able to do many different things or serve many different purposes. For example, a versatile tool might have many different functions or be able to be used in a variety of different contexts. The versatile musician was able to play many different instruments and styles of music. Let us learn the word utopian. Utopian is an adjective. The word utopian refers to an ideal or perfect society, where everyone is happy and everything is perfect. A utopian society is one that is free from conflict, suffering, and other problems that we often see in the world. The idea of a utopian society has been around for a long time, and many people have dreamed of creating a perfect world where everyone can live in peace and harmony. However, it is often difficult to achieve this kind of perfect society, as there are many different factors that can contribute to conflict and other problems. The word utopian can also be used to describe things that are related to this idea of a perfect society. When artists create impressions of future cities, they appear too unbelievable, almost utopian. Let us learn the word amorphous. Amorphous is an adjective. The word amorphous refers to something that is shapeless or without a definite form. An amorphous substance is one that is not solid, but rather has a soft, flexible, or flowing consistency. For example, water is an amorphous substance because it can take on the shape of its container. The word amorphous can also be used to describe things that are not clearly defined or have no distinct shape or structure. For example, an amorphous organization might be one that is not clearly structured or has no clear hierarchy. The amorphous blob of goo had no definite shape and seemed to flow like a liquid. A dark, strangely amorphous shadow filled the room. The amorphous cloud of gas had no distinct shape. Let us learn the word deceitful. Deceitful is an adjective. The word deceitful means being dishonest or untruthful. A deceitful person is someone who tells lies or deliberately tries to mislead others. For example, if you are deceitful, you might tell someone a lie in order to get what you want, or you might try to deceive them by hiding the truth. Deceitful behavior is often used to manipulate or deceive others, and it can damage trust and relationships. The word deceitful can also be used to describe things that are designed to deceive or mislead, such as a deceitful advertisement that makes false claims about a product. The ambassador described the report as deceitful and misleading. The deceitful salesman tried to sell the faulty product to the customer by hiding the defects and making false claims. Let us learn the word surge. Surge can be used as a noun or verb. The word surge refers to a sudden, strong increase or rise. It can be used to describe many different things, such as a surge in prices, a surge in popularity, or a surge of emotion. For example, if there is a surge in the stock market, it means that prices are suddenly rising quickly. If you feel a surge of anger or happiness, it means that you are experiencing a sudden, strong emotion. The word surge can also be used to describe a sudden, strong flow or movement of something, such as a surge of water or electricity. During a storm, a tidal surge destroyed the bridge. Meteorologists have demonstrated a continuous surge in global temperature using data dating back more than a century. Let us learn the word submerge. Submerge is a verb. The word submerge means to put something completely under water or another liquid. When something is submerged, it is completely covered by the liquid and is not visible. For example, if you submerge a toy submarine in a pool, it will disappear under the water and be completely covered by it. If you submerge your hand in a bowl of water, it will be completely under the water. The word submerge can also be used to describe the process of putting something under water or another liquid. For example, you might say that you submerged the toy submarine in the pool, or that you submerged your hand in the bowl of water. She is a fantastic actress who completely submerges herself in her roles. The scientist submerged the samples in the liquid and waited for the results. Let us learn the word surplus. Surplus can be used as a noun or adjective. As a noun, surplus means an amount that is more than what is needed or used. It can also refer to the excess of a supply or resources over and above what is required. For example, if a store has 10 boxes of a certain product, but only 5 of them are sold, the store has a surplus of 5 boxes. Surplus can also be used as an adjective to describe something that is in excess or more than what is needed. For example, you can say we have a surplus of apples, or there is a surplus of seats available for the concert. The store had a surplus of unsold winter coats, so they marked them down to clear out the excess inventory. The government has a surplus of food aid that it plans to distribute to families in need. Let us learn the word critic. Critic is a noun. A critic is a person who gives their opinion or judgment about something, especially a work of art or a performance. Critics can be professional writers or reviewers who write about movies, music, or theater, or they can be everyday people who express their opinions about various things. For example, you might say the film critic gave the new movie a negative review. Critics can be positive or negative in their evaluations, and their opinions are often based on their own standards and expectations. It's important to remember that criticism is subjective and different people will have different opinions about the same thing. The art critic praised the painter's use of color and composition in the new exhibit. The theater critic was impressed by the actor's performance, calling it the best of the year. Let us learn the word preface. Preface is a noun. A preface is a short introduction at the beginning of a book, speech, or other written work. It usually includes information about the purpose or background of the work and may also include an acknowledgement of the people who have helped with the project. For example, you might say the author included a preface in the beginning of the book to explain the inspiration for the story. Or the speaker started her presentation with a preface thanking the organizers and sponsors. A preface is often written by the author or speaker themselves, but it can also be written by someone else who has played a significant role in the creation of the work. The preface of the textbook explains the objectives of the course and the chapters that follow. The preface of the speech thanked the audience for attending and gave a brief overview of the topic to be discussed. Let us learn the word sloppy. Sloppy is an adjective. The word sloppy is used to describe something that is not neat, tidy, or carefully done. It can also refer to something that is careless or rushed. For example, you might say the sloppy room was cluttered with clothes and books scattered everywhere. Or the sloppy workmanship was evident in the uneven paint job on the walls. Sloppy can also be used to describe something that is poorly made or poorly executed, such as the sloppy meal was overcooked and had too much salt. Remember, when something is described as sloppy, it means that it is not well organized, well done, or well maintained. Baby Rita is a sloppy child who always seems to have something spilled on her clothes. Because of the recent rains, the racetrack was sloppy, making maneuvering difficult for the riders. Let us learn the word harmonious. Harmonious is an adjective. Harmonious is used to describe something that is in agreement or harmony with something else. It can also refer to something that is pleasing to the ear or eye, or that creates a sense of balance or unity. For example, you might say the harmonious blend of flavors in the dish made it taste delicious, or the harmonious design of the room created a peaceful and inviting atmosphere. Harmonious can also be used to describe relationships or interactions that are peaceful and without conflict, such as the team had a harmonious working relationship and were able to accomplish a lot together. The living room was decorated in harmonious colors. The painting's color scheme was harmonious, creating a cohesive and pleasing visual effect. The song's harmonious melody was soothing to the ears. Let us learn the word conscious. Conscious is an adjective. Conscious refers to being aware of one's thoughts, feelings, and surrounding. When we are conscious, we are awake and able to think and perceive things. For example, when we are asleep, we are not conscious. But when we wake up in the morning, we become conscious again. Sometimes, people use the word conscious to describe being aware of important issues or problems in the world. For example, a person might say, "I am conscious of the need to protect the environment," which means that they are aware of and care about the issue of protecting the environment. They are determined to complete this project on time because they are conscious of the problems that will arise if it is not completed before the start of the rainy season. As I walked home late at night, I was conscious of my surroundings. Let us learn the word veteran. Veteran is a noun. A veteran is a person who has served in the military, typically for a significant period of time. The term is most commonly used to refer to someone who has served in the armed forces of a country, such as the Army, Navy, or Air Force. A veteran has gone through the military training and has seen active duty or has served in a combat zone. The word veteran is also used to refer to someone who has a lot of experience in a particular field or activity. For example, a veteran teacher is someone who has taught for many years, or a veteran politician is someone who has been involved in politics for a long time. The veteran teacher has been educating students for over 30 years. The veteran athlete has competed in numerous tournaments and has won numerous awards. Let us learn the word congruous. Congruous is an adjective. Congruous means in agreement or harmony. It's often used to describe things that fit or match well together. For example, if you have a blue shirt and blue pants, you might say that they are congruous because the colors match well together. Or if you have two pieces of furniture that are the same style and color, you might say that they are congruous because they look like they belong together. Here are a few examples of how the word congruous can be used in different sentences. Fighter jet pilots work together as well as with the controller on the ground to fly in graceful and congruous formations. The decorations at the party were all congruous, creating a cohesive and harmonious atmosphere. Let us learn the word wade. Wade is a verb. Wade means to walk through water that is not very deep, usually by moving your legs slowly and carefully. It is often used when the water is up to your waist or lower. For example, you might wade through a stream or a shallow river to get to the other side. Or you might wade through a flooded street after heavy rain. To wade, you need to lift your feet up high and take slow, careful steps to avoid slipping or falling. It is important to be careful when wading, especially if the water is moving or if the bottom is uneven. Wading through the water during the rainy season is now a thing of the past, thanks to the local government's installation of a proper rainwater drainage system. It was difficult for her to wade down the muddy stream. Let us learn the word withdraw. Withdraw is a verb. Withdraw is an action word that means to remove or take back something, or to stop participating or being involved in something. Imagine you have some money in a bank account. If you need that money for something, you can go to the bank and withdraw it. This means you're removing the money from your account and taking it with you. Another example is if you're participating in a competition and you don't feel prepared. You can choose to withdraw from the competition, which means you're stopping your involvement and not participating anymore. It's important to remember that when you withdraw, you're not just quitting or giving up, you're taking back something or stopping your involvement for a specific reason. When more than 7 of its players were injured one after the other, the team was forced to withdraw from the tournament. The candidate withdrew from the race for the presidency. Let us learn the word fantasy. Fantasy is a noun. Fantasy is a type of storytelling that is not based on reality. It often involves magic, mythical creatures, and imaginary worlds. For example, a fantasy story might take place in a land where dragons and wizards exist, or it might involve a character who has the ability to fly. These elements are not possible in the real world, which is what makes fantasy stories so exciting and imaginative. Fantasy can also be used to describe something that is not real or possible, but that a person wishes or imagines. As a child, one naturally enjoys reading fantasy, but as they grow older, they must transition to more serious reading. The movie was a fantasy about a group of heroes who went on a quest to defeat an evil sorcerer. Let us learn the word spirit. Spirit is a noun. One meaning of spirit is the non-physical part of a person that is often believed to be the source of a person's thoughts and emotions. Some people believe that the spirit lives on after a person's body dies. This meaning of the word spirit is often used in the phrase human spirit, which refers to the qualities that make a person unique, such as their courage, determination, and creativity. Another meaning of spirit is a supernatural being or ghost. This can include angels, demons, and other entities that are believed to have powers beyond those of humans. Spirit can also be used as a noun to describe the mood or atmosphere of a place or event. She tried to keep up her spirit even when things were tough. The spirit of Christmas was alive and well at the holiday party. Let us learn the word wavering. Wavering can be used as an adjective or verb. To waver means to be uncertain or indecisive. It can also mean to fluctuate or change frequently. For example, someone who is wavering might have a hard time making a decision because they are unsure of what they want. They might change their mind multiple times before finally settling on a choice. Wavering can also be used as a verb to describe something that is unstable or unsteady. For example, a flame might waver in the wind, or a person's voice might waver with emotion. Here are a few examples of how the word wavering can be used in different sentences. She was wavering between 2 job offers and couldn't decide which one to accept. The stock market has been wavering a lot recently due to economic uncertainty. Let us learn the word savour. Savour can be used as a verb or noun. To savour something means to enjoy it fully and take pleasure in it. It can be used to describe the act of enjoying food, but it can also be used more generally to describe the act of enjoying any type of experience. For example, someone who is savoring their food might take small bites and fully appreciate each flavor and texture. Someone who is savoring an experience might take their time and fully immerse themselves in it, rather than rushing through it. Savor can also be used as a noun to describe the flavor or taste of something. For example, someone might say this wine has a rich savor. This means that the wine has a strong and full flavor. Great music isn't just for listening to. Savor it and let each mood linger and seep into you. Let us learn the word perception. Perception is a noun. Perception is the way that a person understands and interprets the world around them through their senses. It includes things like sight, hearing, touch, taste, and smell. For example, if you see a chair, your perception of that chair might be different from someone else's perception. You might see it as comfortable and stylish, while someone else might see it as outdated and uncomfortable. This is because everyone has their own unique way of interpreting the world around them based on their experiences and background. Perception can also be used to describe the way that something appears or is perceived by others. For example, someone might say, the company has a good perception in the market. His perception of the situation was completely different from hers. The perception of the new product was overwhelmingly positive.